Right, it's February 2020 and things aren't looking great for us in Apollo Junction. We're seriously considering calling it a day. We've released our debut album Mystery on CD only, funded it ourselves, and since it came out at the end of 2019, we've sold just 51 copies. Our big hometown headline show was a month away in a 250 capacity venue, and only 24 tickets had been sold. So there we were, sat in the Junction pub, having one of those band meetings, the kind where you ask whether it's time to pull the plug, cancel the gig, and quietly fade into the well-populated indie band graveyard, or whether there's still a way out of this strange and frustrating spot we found ourselves in. It's fair to say we were not in a good place. But
my name's Chris Hawkins from BBC Radio 6 Music, and Apollo Junction have asked me to tell their story. Apollo Junction are more than just a band from Leeds. They're a brotherhood, best mates, bound by a shared passion, a relentless drive, and an unshakable love for music. This isn't, and never has been, just another band.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is that why you are here?
Apollo Junction are back in the studio, deep into work on their fourth album, What in the World. Things are moving in the right direction, but the clock is ticking. With the deadline fast approaching and just one studio session left, the question is, can they finish the album in time?
got a week to finish the album. It's quite stressful. It's been busy. It is very late into an evening. We are finishing vocals. There's all sorts going on with singing bits of songs. We are doing. It's quite stressful. You find it quite stressful, Johnny? I'm quite finding the whole process.
Just turned up, mate.
But you just turned up. He's finding it not stressful at all. He's been fine. I'm finding it quite stressful.
But yes, it's coming up soon. So yeah, it's a bit of a mad sprint to the finish line. So yeah, it's coming together really nicely. The drums were recorded in this room, just over there. So yeah, it's sounding great.
The band singer Jamie's pushed his voice right to the edge. You can hear it. It's starting to crack. And with one of the biggest moments of the chorus still to come, the question hangs in the air. Will it hold up?
Because I thought I could always do the same one I just did again and then do Nas. You know, like, stop waiting for the right time. Okay, no, ignore me. We'll go with what I said. Stop hanging around waiting, 'cause no one's getting out alive. Let me try it. I'll try and shorten it or mess it up, but I'll give it a go. Thank you. Stop hanging around, no one's oh no. Stop hanging around, no one's getting out alive. No. Every single day we've been banging on the door. Every single night we've been banging on the walls. But neighbors I can stop hanging around, no one. Okay, sorry. No one, stop hanging around, no one's getting out alive. Okay. We don't care right here tonight. Now the 6 o'clock alarm is calling, 6 o'clock alarm is calling. Stop hanging around, 'cause no one's getting out alive. Don't want to be alone. Stop hanging around, 'cause no one's getting out alive. Let's go. I'll leave this city, or if you'll come with me. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop hanging around, 'cause no one's getting out alive. Okay. Say again, sorry. I think so. I think that's all it needs. Yeah, I think so.
Obviously, this is the first time I've worked with them. So I think we first, it was just a message over Instagram, actually. I can't remember who messaged who first, but yeah, they came down and we just had a bit of a chat in the kitchen and kind of had a bit of we kind of click. You could tell we were kind of work well together, sort of thing.
The band had the opportunity to work with the wonderful voice of the band The Beautiful South and music legend Briana Corrigan on the new record. Here's what she had to say about their time working together.
Actually very, very, very easy to work with Apollo Junction. So we were in a great studio and it was a really collaborative kind of thing. So we just sorted out the lyrics and so that I completely understood what the story was, because the story, it was slightly confusing, so we had to get a kind of lens on it, kind of, and that was really good fun. That's really useful. And then yeah, it was interesting actually trying to work with Jamie's phrasing, because his phrasing is really particular, and so because you're not singing a lot of harmony lines on it, so I found that was really interesting to do, and also You know, there were things like just the way I speak, the way I would sing. You know, my vowel modification, which would be you know, lad about town. You know, suddenly I'm going, okay, no, that's not going to sound right. I need to get in with that sort of the Leeds accent more. So you're looking at lad about town or whatever. So that stuff was really good fun. But it was a really creative process, and there was loads of just building the harmonies was great, and just working against Jimmy's energy, and the track itself is just such a, it just feels like it's endless amounts of potential and endless amounts of kind of inspiration within it. So it was very good.
Writing songs is all about collaboration, graft, and these days, a lot of WhatsApp messages. Oh, how times have changed. Nowhere is that more evident than in the final track of the new album, Going to the Moon, or as the lads like to call it, the Moon Song.
But yeah, so I wanted a song where that was really high on the piano with really high happy notes. So anyway, it was 2 a.m. and Sam has lent me his electric piano. And I got home, all my family's fast asleep, stumbled through the door because I had this idea. And the very first time was on this voice note. And this is the song that is now on the album called Going to the Moon.
So the Moon Song, it started out as a voice note that Ben had, and a vision. He had a vision that he tried to kind of talk to us a little bit about. but then he wasn't in the studio for when we recorded it. I think he was on holiday or something. So it was just me and Sam, I think, in the studio, and we had this kind of random voice note from Ben. I think Matt had tried to pull something together into a bit of a structure. There's a train going by, you know. Do I keep going?
Shall I just play it? Don't play it now? Right, I really hope this is it.
I'm just thinking really quickly now, I'm at home, so I have to be quiet.
Obviously, I'm a bit slurry.
Alright, G, A minor, C, D, for example.
Yeah. I mean, that's alright, isn't it?
You and I were going through the mill. We've got loads of time to kill. And I know I'm always burning still, but together we're forever, and we're da 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 da. Trumpets here. Da 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 da. You know, that sort of thing.
No, I love the Moon song. So I actually call it Ben's song because Ben originally, I think, well, I'm sure he said already, but I think he wrote it. He wrote the verse at least. And then Matt's very good at picking up, you know, we thought, oh, it sounds great. So then Ben and Matt worked on it, got a chorus together. Me, Jamie and Johnny, I think we were just sort of in the background like then, I really like that sort of piano-led demo which Ben put together. And yeah, Ben wrote the piano part. Original demo piano part, but then we decided to just put it down in the studio live. So actually, when it came to it, it was just me and Johnny that day. I was on the Fender Rhodes electric piano in the studio, and Johnny was on his drums. He bashed it out, I played along. That was the structure of the Moon song.
So I realised that it wasn't going, not that it wasn't going anywhere, but if it didn't get built. So I said, I'm going to take this and build it, so send me the chords. So originally this was on guitar, because I don't play piano, and then I think Ben came round and put the piano down, or we drew it in, and then he said, wait there, hold on, because at the end of this he goes, dubba dubba dubba, horns, yeah? Horns. And I did that. So I built this. And so this was the original idea that we had. With all the horn sections coming through.
And late one night, we'd been together all day, and suddenly a message popped through at like midnight, and it was Ben going, I think we need a song that's just really simple on this album. That was the gist of it, basically. And then he played it, and he went, I'm just going to make this up, but something like this. And he started playing this recording, and it's beautiful. And it was only 15 seconds. It was I know he sells it as Bohemian Rhapsody, but it was a beautiful 15 seconds. And then the band did what the band do, and we took it on. Matt threw so much love into it, and Sam put so much into it, and then Johnny's drums came in, and then from that moment I could hear the hooks in the song that were there, and it all just fell into place. It's such a perfect ending to this album.
You and I were going to the moon. We've got loads of time to kill. Pack your bags, 'cause we are going soon. Get your sandwich in your suitcase.
But perhaps the heart of Apollo Junction isn't just 5 lads on stage. It's the community that's grown around them, the AJ family, more than just fans.
I'd say watching Apollo Junction feels more like a sort of friendship group or a family than it does just fans coming to watch a band and then leaving at the end of the night.
So we have the band to thank for
bringing us together.
Yeah. Because even though we lived 15 minutes apart from each other, our lives probably, very much likely not have crossed at all.
When I listen to their music, I have a big crush.
Ben got a signed print, signed by all the band, got it framed, and literally came and hand delivered it to our house in Blackpool, which was just insane. What other bands can you honestly say that would ever do that?
Yes, I got an Apollo Junction tattoo. I really love Are You Happy? So I asked the band to send me a picture of the music so I could get it on my arm there, yeah.
What is it that you like about Are You Happy? Is it the lyrics? Is it the music? Is it, yeah?
I think it's more the tune. Like, my girlfriend says it's a really sad song. I see it as quite a happy song. But I think the music, the chorus, everybody singing along when you're at a gig, I think that's why I love it.
A lot.
If I could describe, I would struggle to describe Apollo Junction in one word. So I'm going to say a good live band.
So how many times have you seen Apollo Junction now?
This will be my 51st time.
That just as, men, really, they're just exceptional people.
Obviously a small band, but they're, personally, I think a lot better than other bands that I've seen who were more well known to the public.
My journey with Apollo Junction started, I don't know how many years ago it was now. I was back in the dark old days when I used to be a teacher. I was working at a school in Leeds, and I was just sat having a cup of coffee in the staff room, and this guy just came up to us, one of the teachers there, and said, my name's Ben, and I went, I'm Mick, whatever. And we were just having a chat about teaching and life, the universe and everything. And then I just casually said to him, well, I've actually set up a record shop, which I'm sat in now. And Ben said, well, actually, I'm in a band. And I went, I said, well, is your album available on vinyl? Because I have a vinyl record shop. And he went, well, actually, no. We got it on CD. And he gave it to me, which was mystery. He gave us the CD. And if I'm really honest, this is the bit I don't think I've even told the band this. He gave me the CD, and when people give you a CD, you think, oh yeah, it's going to be rubbish. Put it on in the glove compartment of my car. Forgot all about it.
First experience of Apollo Junction. I think Apollo Junction are a brilliant. It's all right.
About 2 weeks passed. Ben came back up to us and said, "So what do you think of the record then?" And I went, "Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Ben. I haven't actually listened to it yet, but I will." Tonight I will listen to it, I promise. So I got home, had to dig out a CD player because I haven't got one, there's just vinyl in my house, put it in, and it was great. And I remember thinking, is this really them? Is this really that guy at school? This is great. So the next day I went in and I said, this is really good, really strong, the songs are great, the vocal, everything's great about it, production. And he just said, no, this is our first album, what do you think? I said, well, can I put it out for you on vinyl? And he went, I think so. So at that point, I kind of suddenly became a record label person. I didn't really know what I was doing. To be honest, I don't think anyone really knows what they're doing. Even now, I don't really know what I'm doing. So I remember going home that day with the CD in my hand, thinking, so how'd you put a record out? So I literally was Googling how to put a record out on whatever. And then a couple of years later, well, not a couple of years, a couple of months later, we put out this, and it sold really well. And to be honest with you, I actually thought that because it was so good and the band was so great, I thought, well, after they'd done that, why on earth would they stick with some bloke who really doesn't know what he's talking about? But they said, no, we really like what you're doing, so we put the second album out and the third, and the story just keeps going, basically.
Loved them from the minute we first saw them. I mean, Jamie is such a charismatic frontman. He just came wandering out with them in the crowd, and we followed them ever since. So there you go, always go and see the support band.
think we came on board as fans for album number 2, All In. And then, of course, you meet the lads, you go to the shows, you hear the music, and then you digress, don't you? And you dip into Mystery, which is obviously album number 1, and you think, this is brilliant. So we're approaching album 4 now. So it's been a while. Brilliant bunch of guys. Love them.
So where did it all begin all those years ago? It started, like many great stories do, with a shared love of music, a few dreams shared together in a late-night, cramped rehearsal room in their hometown of Leeds, and a determination to make a noise that mattered, no matter how long it took, a noise that mattered to themselves, and maybe, just maybe, if they believed in that noise, others would too.
Early days of the band were us meeting up, writing songs, not worrying about any other part of how it works or putting songs out or doing, just writing some songs. And we finally got a batch of songs. It maybe took 18 months to get the first batch of songs. We had a song called Here Comes the Zombies, which was a ridiculous song, and it turned into another song called What Are You Waiting For on the first album eventually. That was its journey. But the song ended up getting played. Ben sent it off on a CD, I think, to Tom Robinson's show on BBC Radio 6, and it got played, and we needed a band name, and we came together discussing how to, what should be called, and Apollo Junction appeared out of that. It was a strange start, really, because we found ourselves playing on the radio before we even sort of considered ourselves a proper band.
When did you first learn to play bass, and how did that happen? Because someone told me that you only play bass because you can't play guitar. I'm not going to say who said that.
I know who said that.
That's what told me.
Someone in the band, was it, who said that?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. I quit.
I'll tell you one story, which is genuinely true. I did go to a few lessons for a little bit. And there were some people, it was in like a group, and there was a few people who were really horrible to me in the group, and it was awful. And I used to dread going. It was on a Saturday morning, I remember it. And the teacher he wasn't a music teacher per se, he was like a volunteer who came in, and it was like a community-led thing.
I wasn't a singer, and I haven't actually considered myself a singer, probably until this album. Really, the album we're making now. I was a guitarist. I was a guitarist in a band before this, in old bands, in covers bands, in bands with Matt and Ben and Sam. Our original thing was I was a guitarist. Matt used to sing a bit. I don't know if he's mentioned this, but Matt used to be the singer in that band. And then one day, I started singing more.
So he didn't really have any discipline over the group, and they weren't very nice to me because I wasn't very good. But then what they did is they were doing improvisation. So he was playing some chords, and he was like, what I want you to do is just play what you think sounds good over it. And I remember at the time thinking, oh God, they're going to be horrible to me. This is going to be awful. And it went around and everyone had a go, and then it came to me, and the guy, Ian, really nice guy, was like, okay, Matt, your turn. And I could feel my heart going. I was basically having a panic attack. I was like, oh God, no, please not me. And then they said, he started playing the chords, and I realised I couldn't get out of it, and it looked worse if I ran out the room crying. So I just started playing, and I just honestly, it was like something came down and guided my hands, and I just played what I felt like playing. And it was nice. I mean, it was probably terrible, but he stopped at the end, and he was like, oh my gosh, that's really good, Matt. And I kind of realised in that moment that, music doesn't come from a book. It kind of comes from your heart and your soul and what feels good. And it was quite a relief, actually, because I almost didn't care that I wasn't as good as them, and I didn't care what they said, because actually I could play and had it in here.
So I started quite young on the piano. My parents got a piano in the house, had lessons, and then I sort of carried that through school. You do like school lessons and stuff. Then they started me off on the trumpet. So I played the trumpet in like this jazz orchestra sort of like swing thing. We've been playing gigs everywhere, and that was it really. After that, throughout school, I was joining loads of groups, choirs, wind bands, all of that sort of stuff. And then eventually when I got through to like age 14, 15, then I started on the rock stuff. I actually used to play drums in a band, so that was the start of the rock stuff. And it wasn't really until I met these guys back in the olden days with the Shaking Outs that I took on more of a keyboard synth style.
So yeah, music's been a massive part of my life, probably since I was about 12, 13 years old. At a big secondary school in central London, and just by default, through being a little bit different to some of the other kids, was bullied. And ended up in the music room, which sounds like a bit of a cheesy story, but that is genuinely true. I ended up in the music rooms trying to hide and escape from the awful bullies at my school. And I started playing with the drums, and it was at a similar time that my granddad was sort of retiring. I suppose he was a jazz drummer back in the day
in the band, and it's sort of certain songs started to appear, and I would sing those songs, and then it was probably 6 years ago ish where the rest of them had an idea and said, do you know what, I started putting the guitar down to do a couple of songs in the set, and they said, why don't you, that works really well, why don't you not play guitar in the set? I don't know what they were saying about the guitar playing, but I started leaving the guitar, and then I found that actually it was far easier not to carry it about, because guitars and amps are heavy and microphones and cables are light, so that worked out really well. But I always, in a way, I suppose I thought I was maybe faking it, and I could sing the best in the band. And in my head, I was always the singer in the band because I was the best singer in the band. And that sort of worked. And then as the festivals got bigger and the album sales got bigger, and the people who came to watch us on tour, the crowds got bigger, I had to start looking after my voice a bit more, making sure I was taking care of it and doing the best of it. And then this album is, like I said, the first time where I've gone, I need to sing these songs like nobody else can sing these songs. And I think this album is the journey's been on its way, but this album shows that.
And he had an old drum set that he was looking to get rid of. So he called my mum. He'd heard that I'd been getting into drums, and he called my mum and said, do you want this drum set? And my mum and dad were like, no, because they knew how mental and noise it was going to be. But yeah, somehow managed to convince them to take it. And yeah, slowly came down to Leeds, from Leeds to London, because I lived in London, and then the drum kit came down in bits and pieces over about a year. But I started off with the very basics of a drum kit in my bedroom, which was like a bass drum, snare drum, and a hi-hat. It kind of continued from that point, really. So yeah, I've been doing music for as long as I can remember. I've been in and out of bands for as long as I can remember. I suppose Apollo Junction being the main thing that I've been involved with. So yeah, it's been a long road to here.
But it was when we recorded with a producer called Will Jackson. Really good guys. Will, he did the Pigeon Detective's first album, and he wrote a lot of songs for the Smurfs. I recorded with him one day, and I had that habit of playing the bass like a guitar. And he just said to me, in typical Will Jackson style, literally just called it off one day and just went, just groove.
What does Apollo Junction mean to you?
Oh, that's a tough question. It means everything to me. I think it's the biggest part of my life.
What does Apollo Junction mean to me? I mean, it'd be cheesy to say it means everything, but it kind of does.
Apollo Junction means to me just really making music with friends.
Yeah, Apollo Junction is, I suppose it's my identity now.
It's hard to put into context what it means. It means so much. So to jump back to the start of this documentary, the 5-year journey, what changed, what happened, what made things turn out like this? 4 albums, countless festivals, thousands of people, albums, songs, the AJ family. Why did it happen? Why did it happen to us when it doesn't happen to all the other bands? I don't know. But thank you. Thank you for proving that this journey as a band has got some meaning, that these songs mean something to people. And long may it continue. Who knows where we're going next? Who knows what we're going to do next? But we're going to have a good time doing it. And we're going to take you with us. So the words of a little song that we wrote, we belong together now. This is our forever now. We are Polo Junction. We'll see you soon.
Is this not why you are here?